Some parts of this world are more famous than others. That's just how it goes. There ain't much we can do about that. Such is the case with Sichuan, a province of China that's always been known throughout the world. So what makes this place so special? Well, that's what we'll hope to find out today. Hi, my name is Sebastian and you're watching 7 Facts. Alright, first some context. Sichuan, meaning 4 rivers, is one behemoth of a province. It's almost the size of Spain, but its population is way bigger than theirs. 83.7 million people call Sichuan their home. That, by the way, ranks it only as the 4th most populous province of China. At the same time, their economy is roaring. Currently, Sichuan's GDP is larger than that of Turkey's, which is no small feat. Sichuan also saw a lot of history, and there are many sad and good chapters to talk about. But there's also the world-famous and absolutely delicious Sichuan cuisine to mention. And the fact that this is the place where pandas come from. Okay, is that enough to get your attention? Good, let's get started then. This part of China, once known to Europeans as Western China, was long referred to as Shu or Ba Shu. This was in reference to 2 ancient states that once occupied the Sichuan basin. Ba, which was a loose confederation of chiefdoms, was founded, well, we're not sure when. There are written records about a place called Ba as early as the 13th century BC, and definite proof of Ba's existence date back to 703 BC. The kingdom of Shu has a similar story. They may have been around since the 10th century BC, but we're not sure. But we do know for sure that both ended in 316 BC. That was the moment the Qin dynasty conquered both Ba and Shu and then went further on to create the first unified China. Under the Qin, this area became significant to say the least, militarily, commercially, and agriculturally. Which means that from that moment on, Sichuan became a vital province for all Chinese dynasties. At the time, the Dujiangyan irrigation system was created, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, over 2,000 years old that, by the way, is still in use to this day. Over the centuries, Sichuan became a vital node in the Chinese economy, but it also attracted countless poets, scholars, artists, and religious leaders. During the Second World War, Beijing, Shanghai, Nanjing, and Wuhan were at one point all conquered by the Japanese, and for a while, Chongqing, then a major city of Sichuan, became the capital of China. This area was difficult to access by the imperial troops, which tempted Chiang Kai-shek's Kuomintang government to turn this place into their stronghold. And that in turn motivated the Japanese to terror bomb the hell out of the folks living in these parts. From 1938 to 1943, 268 air raids, each involving from a few dozen to over 150 bombers, devastated this part of China, destroying 30,000 buildings, killing 10,000 people and wounding another 20,000. When that was over, the Chinese Civil War resumed, again devastating Sichuan. The communists eventually won, and that wasn't great news for Sichuan. Between 1959 and 1961, 13% of the local population, roughly 9.4 million people, died during the man-made Great Chinese Famine. Things turned for the better in the 70s, as Sichuan was among the first provinces where China would begin experimenting with the market economy. And that's how Sichuan became one of the most populous, most developed and prosperous areas of China. You know, I live in Romania, a little country in Eastern Europe. The whole place, in its entirety, holds less than 20 million people. Why do I mention this? Because all of us, me, my family, my neighbors, and every citizen of Romania could easily fit in Sichuan's capital city, Chengdu, a megacity of nearly 21 million people. This place has been known historically as the land of abundance and a country of heaven, and it maintained its status to this day. Chengdu is the traditional hub of southwest China. And that's all nice and well if you want to move there, but if you plan to visit and explore Chengdu, the first thing you gotta remember is that this city is the home of the giant pandas. Within Chengdu, you'll find 2 main breeding centers, and you'll have the opportunity to marvel at these adorable creatures for as long as you like. When you had enough of them, go check out the largest building in China, the New Century Global Center, which is also the largest building in terms of floor area on the planet, where among other things you can go watch a movie, check out a pirate ship, go for a swim in a water park that has an indoor beach more than a kilometer long, and a hell of a lot more. If malls are not your thing, not to worry. Chengdu is one of the oldest big cities of China, and it has several old town districts, ancient temples, shrines and monasteries, shopping streets, and even archaeological sites. While cities like Beijing or Shanghai are usually the top destinations for tourists in China, in reality Chengdu is in many ways a much better option. While in Sichuan, you get the chance to check out something special: the Leshan Giant Buddha. This is a statue that was carved into stone during the Tang dynasty between 723 and 803 AD. It is the largest and tallest stone statue of Buddha in the world, and it's by far the tallest pre-modern statue, standing at an impressive 71 meters tall. A Buddhist monk, Haitong, was the one who initiated this construction, believing that the presence of Buddha would calm the turbulent waters that plagued shipping vessels in the area. Legend says that when funding for the project was threatened, he voluntarily gouged out his own eyes to prove his piety and devotion. It didn't really work, because in the end it took nearly 80 years to complete the statue. Nowadays, this is a top destination in Sichuan, both for tourists and pilgrims, with millions visiting this statue every year, so you better plan your visit before you go. Okay, now let's talk more about the most lovable bear species on the planet, the giant panda, native to the forests and mountains of Sichuan. First, despite their adorable appearance and childish behavior, giant pandas are actually carnivores. They will occasionally eat birds and rodents and are certainly capable of messing you up if threatened. But as you all know, 99% of their diet consists of bamboo shoots and leaves, so you don't really have to worry about being eaten by a panda. While they are associated with the whole of China, giant pandas actually only live in just a few mountain ranges in Sichuan and a bit in Shanxi and Gansu. Due to deforestation, farming, and other human activities, they're a vulnerable species. It also doesn't help that they rarely reproduce. But this is actually good news. Thanks to decades-long efforts, mostly in Sichuan's breeding centers, pandas are vulnerable but no longer endangered. It's also worth mentioning that the few pandas found outside of China are all on loan. They all belong to China and will eventually have to be returned. By the way, Sichuan's most famous and adorable animal is called Xiongmao in Chinese, which means bear cat, which makes them even cuter. Now, I'm gonna turn your attention towards something different I found. It's called Larungar, and it's a spectacular monastic community found in Sichuan. Residents of this place are for the most part Tibetan Buddhist monks, nuns, and vow holders belonging to the Larung 5 Science Buddhist Academy. Founded in 1980 by Kyabye Kenchem Jigme Phuntsok, Larungar began with less than a dozen students who built their homes around their teachers. At its peak, the community grew to at least 10,000 people. However, the authorities intervened officially because the homes and meditation huts are a safety hazard. Demolitions began in 2001, and nowadays the population fell to about 5,000 people. The European Parliament and the United Nations consider these demolitions and harassments to be a tactic to subvert Tibetan Buddhism, and it's a violation of human rights. Despite this harsh political climate they face, residents of Larungar still manage to hold on and keep their way of life. And now it's time to make you hungry. Hot and spicy, savory, unique, fresh, fragrant, the Sichuan cuisine holds the most popular dishes in all of China and beyond. Sichuan hot pot, dan dan noodles, or kung pao chicken are some examples if you're curious. There's a popular saying here: one dish, one flavor, hundreds of dishes, hundreds of flavors. That refers to the immense diversity of Sichuan's dishes and flavors. Oh, if you love garlic and chili peppers, you gotta try these dishes. Sichuan pepper, by the way, has a unique defining flavor, can't really miss it or confuse it with something else. Right, so everything looks good and worth tasting, and I can show you as many pictures as you like, but this is probably something you gotta try for yourself. I know I will. And that's all for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave. Leave your comments downstairs, and if you wish to do so, you can help out this channel through my Patreon page. I do hope to see you next time. Bye.